Well, as no surprise to anyone, The Flash has bombed at the box office. And that's a darn shame because it's actually a decent movie, but it kind of just set itself up for failure. I mean, we automatically knew going into the movie that it was not going to get a sequel. It was going to reboot the franchise. And eventually, The Flash was going to kind of destroy this version of the multiverse. It sucks, man, because honestly, I think The Flash is one of the best DCEU movies that I've ever seen. It's up there with the likes of the Justice League, Snyderverse recut. Don't get it twisted. Man of Steel. I know some of y'all hate Man of Steel, but I actually really enjoyed Man of Steel. The original Wonder Woman. It was a really good movie. I'm not gonna lie, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's like, what would you specifically want from a Flash movie? You want him to run through time? Check. You want him to make Flash tornadoes? Check. You want him to run super fast? Check. You want him to seem like he's unstoppable at times? Check. It's all there. Everything that you would want from like a pivotal Flash origin story, which is so funny because this is not an origin story, but it's all there. They did a really good job of kind of explaining how Barry got his powers, at least within this universe, how he felt about, what motivates him to become a hero. Personally, I love the fact that the core foundation of the movie is just him trying to prevent his mother's death. It happened when he was 11, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure he was 11. But that's literally why every event in the movie takes place, because he's trying to go back in time and prevent the death of his mother. And not only to prevent the death of his mother, but his father clearly got framed for it. It's just a complete failure of the justice system in the movie because he got framed for the murder. His mother's dead, so he basically became an orphan at the age of 11 and just lucked up and got super running powers. So what wouldn't be the first thing that you would try to do after you found out that you can go back in time? Yeah, I'm going to try to save my mom. Duh. It's crazy. Not only is he trying to save his mom, but he's also trying to save the life of his father, who's been locked up since his mother got murdered with the framing of the crime. And he had a clear alibi for not being at the scene of the crime. They sent him to go get tomatoes or whatever. They're trying to prove that he was getting tomatoes when his mother was murdered. That's the only plot hole that I didn't like. They didn't reveal who actually killed his mom. They just sent him to go get the tomatoes, and then I guess somebody broke into the house. In the comic, it's the reverse Flash, but it's kind of the thing that kind of made me mad. I wish they would have revealed who actually killed mom, but whatever. Of course, we all know Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne makes another appearance in his movie. He had a super cool bat cycle scene where he's trying to take out some drug dealers, trying to infect the Gotham waterways to destroy Gotham. What else is new? Super cool. I did kind of find it weird that he was working at the daytime, but I guess the emergencies called for it. So, but super cool scenes. Basically plays big brother to Barry in this movie. And it's my best friend. So, I really enjoyed Ben Affleck's version of Bruce Wayne in this movie. Honestly, he is one of my favorite versions of Batman. I can't even front, man. I wish, my deeper inner thoughts wish we could have gotten a solo Batman film with him, but just thanks DC management. Hey, and just in case you didn't know, Wonder Woman actually appears in this film as well. She doesn't really do much though. Uses her lasso of truth to add some puns and comedy that always puts a smile on the face. She also saves a couple of dudes as well and prevents Gotham City from imploding. So whenever I get to see Gal Gadot on screen, that always puts a smile on my face. You can't beat that. So it's always a nice time. I don't see how they keep getting her to do all these cameos in these movies. That is the one thing that I do hope survives the DCEU. They figure out a way to continue on her contract because, gosh, she's pretty to look at. And of course, at no surprise at all, the main reason that the majority of us 80s and 90s kids and older went to go see this movie was the Michael Keaton's Batman. Yes, sir. When I saw him appear in that trailer, that definitely sold me on the ticket front. Like, yep, gotta go see this movie. And he absolutely did not disappoint. Michael Keaton's Batman was the best part of this film by far. Honestly, the favorite aspect of the Michael Keaton Batman is that when the two Flashes went to his universe to try to recruit him to stop General Zod, he was just a retired recluse. So they were asking him, like, how come you're not still Batman? He was like, because Gotham City is safe. It's one of the safest cities on the planet. I retired. I won. That's like the only version of Batman that I've seen where he doesn't really have to do it anymore. Gotham City is safe. It's over. We won, boys. It's time to pack it in. And that was so satisfying. I mean, I'm sure everybody was excited about all those rumors that he was potentially going to come back and play like an older Bruce Wayne. And they were going to do like a Batman Beyond story. But I don't know. I feel like I kind of like that ending, that good ending for a Batman. Like, we'll just get that. You know, to have closure around one of these central characters that we've known our whole lives is pretty sweet, man. Then that takes us to Kara Zor-El's Supergirl. It was definitely a breath of fresh air to finally see a representation of her in a live action movie. I definitely enjoyed the CW's version of Supergirl, but you know, it was just cool to really get all those Hollywood special effects and kind of see that Russian style of her kid being held captive under the red lights. I can't remember. It's like a red kryptonite or something, that how they were able to keep the Kryptonians, held prisoner or whatever in that specific timeline. But super cool, man. But I also find it awesome that they kind of planned out a plan to take out General Zod, but even after trying so many times in the timeline, like, nah, this is not going to work. You're going to fail. It's just, it's like a canon event. You're not going to beat General Zod. That was Kal-El's destiny. He did not survive in this version of the timeline, unfortunately. And Kara Zor-El just doesn't have the skills to take him out either. And that's okay. Sometimes it's cool to see the heroes not succeed all the time, aka Avengers Infinity War. It makes it non-realistic, especially in this day and age when we have so many superhero movies that kind of get that twist on the story. Like you can plan and come together as a squad, as a unit. You can have your prep talk, you can have your prep speech, but sometimes shit don't work out. Everybody dies sometimes. And that's okay. That's life. That is an accurate representation of life. And I really appreciated that. And I really appreciated General Zod in this movie as well. He found Kal-El, took him out. He found Kara Zor-El, took her out apparently millions upon millions of times. That gave us the crazy time-breaking Flash. I love the realization from the Flash from our timeline to be like, dude, we're not going to beat him. I mean, it's as simple as that. That was Kal-El's destiny. It's just not going to happen. I always say a superhero movie is defined about how good the villain is. In General Zod, and of course, the Shocker, the other Flash that ends up being kind of the cause of all the events, does not disappoint at all whatsoever. It's such a great film, man. And really an unpredictable formality that we've all come to expect from these type of movies as well. It's a shame. It really is. They had to figure out a way to reboot this series of movies so that we could, start out with the new Superman that's coming. But, I'm kind of sad to see this version of these characters go. We're never going to see Ezra Miller in the Flash outfit again. It's just not going to happen, man. I mean, I would love to see Ben Affleck in the bat suit again. Probably not going to see that. We know Henry Cavill's done. I would love to see Gal Gadot take on Wonder Woman again. We still have Aquaman 2 coming. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if that fails as well. And then that's really it, man. It's just a shame. It's a darn shame. We did get some sick cameos as well. Of course, if you've seen the movie, when Flash went back to his original time, it was still different. George Clooney instead of Ben Affleck is revealed as Bruce Wayne. It's almost like kind of like one final hilarious nod to kind of represent the history of the Bat film franchise. At first, I thought when he was getting out of the car, it was going to be Christian Bale, but it ended up being George Clooney. So that definitely put a smile on my face. And then for your final after credit scene, you got Barry dragging Jason Momoa's Arthur Curry Aquaman out of a bar because he's drunk. Why? Who knows? I don't know. Definitely a waste of an after credit scene, but we got it. There it is. It is what it is. And that's going to do it here for me, man. So what I want to know now is how y'all thought about it. Did you enjoy this Flash film as much as I did? Or did you just think it was a complete waste of time? I mean, we can see that a lot of people didn't even go see this movie. So a lot of people didn't even waste their time with it to begin with. Like I said, that's a shame, man. So as always, thank you guys for watching. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button for me, you can follow me at YouTube youtube.com/barjack79. I am also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And as always, my friends, I will see you guys on the next one. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.